This video is sponsored by Squarespace. Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome back to a new YouTube video. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. As you guys can see in front of me here, we have a camera system, and it's not just any camera system. This is the camera bag and inserts and just kind of entire camera bag unit that I've used for the past almost 3 years now. And when I watch a YouTube video about a camera bag, I really don't like when people have had it only for like a week and they make a video about it. I just don't really think it's like a fair assessment of the actual camera bag and the system. So I thought it'd be a great idea to make a video about this system and why I've used it over the past 3 years, where it's been with me, what I use this entire system for, and overall how this experience has been. If you guys are interested in checking any of these products out down below, I will leave a link down in the description. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into the Peak Design travel pack system. All right, so first things first, here we have the actual camera bag itself. And as you guys can see here, first and foremost, this bag is pretty battle tested. It has been everywhere with me, multiple different countries, tons of road trips, over 200,000 miles have been flown with this camera bag. And this is why I kind of feel like I'm at a point where I can talk to you guys about this bag and what it's been through. I've been on numerous different boat trips, kayaks, you name it. I've been everywhere with this bag, and I really do think that first and foremost, the thing that I love most about it is just how durable it is. I think it's hard to find products nowadays that are actually meant to stand the test of time and really are able to be relied on. And this bag has been that for me. I've had absolutely no problems with this camera bag whatsoever. I've put easily 50 pounds of camera gear in here, laptops, multiple camera bodies, lenses, clothes, you name it, and it's able to hold it all, and it does a very good job. My back obviously hurts from all that camera gear, but that's not the bag's fault. You know, that's my fault for putting too much equipment in here. But the cool thing is that it can hold it. You know, it doesn't break, it doesn't, sag too much. Everything's really tight, compressed, and well put together. So the first thing that you'll come across with this camera bag is this front area right here. And what I love about it is it's expandable. So down here you have these zippers right here that allow you to give about 5 more liters of storage on the front, which is super helpful, especially when you're carrying raincoats or down jackets or really anything that you need to expand the camera bag. It's helpful for that. And I usually keep it closed unless I need it, but it is there in case I do need that extra storage. Now, here on the inside of the front compartment, you have just so many different zippers and pockets to store stuff. Oftentimes I will store clothes in this front compartment, especially jackets, stuff like that. Sometimes I'll put my bag of film in the front right here. I don't typically put camera gear in the front. I usually leave this space for things I need to access quickly as well, including headphones, maybe memory cards, batteries, chargers, stuff like that. Up here on the top of the bag, you have kind of like a little passport pocket, which is normally where I keep my passport. Usually I'll throw my AirPods in here or my phone when I'm going through security. Any kind of valuables that you really need to keep safe and also easily accessible, this pocket is perfect for that. Moving on here to the side of the bag. What I love about all Peak Design products is they're accessible to the interior of the bag in multiple different ways. Out here on the side, you do have obviously an expandable water bottle pocket, which oftentimes I do put a tripod in, which works really well. You also have kind of a hidden compartment here, which I usually throw any sort of valuables or keys, stuff like that, especially when I don't need my keys on a trip. I like just kind of putting them away so that I kind of forget about them, but they're still safe. So that usually goes in this pocket right here. And what I love about Peak Design products in general is that they always have multiple different ways of accessing your camera gear. And this bag is no different. Here on the side, I have a side compartment that opens up, and you're able to get full access to all of your equipment right here, which is super helpful. And I'll talk a little bit about the camera inserts here in a second, but you're also able to pass through the camera inserts as well to access your gear. On the other side of the bag, you have the same thing. Here we have a water bottle holder and another zipper for accessing the camera gear inside your bag. Moving on to the back of the bag here, I love that everything is just kind of able to be stored away when you don't need it. For example, here, if you want to get rid of the actual shoulder straps, you can shove them in like this, and they kind of fit really nicely inside. And then you're able to clamp them down like so. And what that allows you to do is actually just hold this as a super simple duffel bag, which I love. You can also grab it from the side, you can grab it from the top, but this just kind of gets rid of all of the excess space, you know, with all the shoulder straps and the waist straps as well. But then when you need it, it's very easy to just pull everything out. Here you also have the waist straps as well, just hidden right here. And now you're ready for a hike, just like that. So now opening the actual back compartment, which is the main way that you would access your camera gear. We can open it up here and we see that the camera bag is empty. That's because typically I will put in some sort of combination of ICUs, which are internal camera units. Here on the top compartment, you have room for a tablet and also a 15-inch MacBook Pro, which works perfectly for me. Typically, I'll bring one or the other or both on a trip, and it's nice that it fits both. I will say my only complaint probably with the entire bag is when you do have both a tablet and a laptop in here, it does get kind of hard to zip it, especially if you have a lot of camera gear in here as well. I was recently on a trip to Alaska, and this bag was filled to the absolute brim. I think it was clocking in at just over 35 pounds. So there's a lot of equipment in here, and the bag held up perfectly. The only thing is that it gets very rigid on your back when you have a MacBook and an iPad loaded in here. So as you can see here, we also have full access to the inside of the camera bag, and I much prefer this to anything else, especially when I'm working with a backpack system. I like being able to access stuff once I take the backpack off. It makes things a lot more safe, and your back is protecting all that precious camera gear. But let me show you the ICU system and how that works as well. All right, so as you can see here, we have 3 different camera inserts. Now, these are great, and I don't think Peak Design is necessarily unique in making these. ICUs have been around for a while in multiple different camera brands, but I think they do theirs really well, and I want to explain why. So here we have the large insert, which is probably the insert that I use the most, and this fits an incredible amount of camera gear and accessories and whatnot, and I'll show you that now. Essentially what you can do is unzip it. You can also leave this in here completely zipped if you want that added protection. And they make it really easy to just fold it down like this, and then you can shove it behind like so. And as you can see here, there's so much room to be able to add any sort of equipment that you might need. I've fit 1DX bodies in here. I've fit medium format Fuji GFX bodies in here. I've fit 500mm zoom lenses in here. And in combination with tons of other stuff as well, you can fit a lot into this insert. And this is typically what I'll use. I love having the big insert, especially if I need it on a long trip. It just is so helpful to have this much space. And you can really configure it how you would like with all of these different Velcro attached inserts, and they're really strong, which helps a lot. So again, if you have a lot of heavy camera equipment, works perfectly in this bag. Now, if you have less camera gear, the nice thing is you can buy these smaller inserts. We have the medium and the small ICU right here, and I'll show you the medium first. So the medium is probably my second favorite insert, I would say, only because when you put it in here, all of a sudden you have this space on top. And typically what I'll use that for is if I'm going on a smaller trip or I really only need to bring one camera body and a few lenses. And by the way, the medium insert does fit quite a bit. As you can see here, I have it configured for my Contax 645 right now and my Mia 7 II. But you can really configure it however you would like. It just kind of depends on what gear you're bringing and how big that gear actually is. But typically I will throw this medium insert in here in tandem with the Peak Design tech pouch. Now, in addition to all of these ICUs, Peak Design has also come out with a variety of different packing cubes and a tech pouch, also a wash pouch, which is kind of like a DOP kit. And what I love about these, especially, not only are they very compact and really easy to just throw into any bag, I do love the origami layout design. So when you open it like this, you can just access all of your stuff super easily. You got hard drives in here, cables, chargers, all the important stuff. It's all very neatly organized and easy to find. Once this is zipped up, you can easily put it in the top of the bag right here. And I could fit, you know, a multitude of different things. I could fit a jacket up here. I could fit some film. I could fit, you know, another pouch like this. in addition to the medium packing cube, which again does fit a lot of stuff. So there's a lot of different ways to configure this bag. You can go with the medium insert, you can go with just the tech pouch and some clothes. You can also throw the small insert in here, which is perfect for about one camera body and maybe two lenses, or like a 70 to 200 with a body. You can just throw that in here like this and easily pack in clothes and other accessories. If you're going on a trip that you really only want to bring a single bag, you can configure this for that as well. So as I said, I've been on a multitude of different trips with this bag. If I had to guess, I'm in the ballpark of somewhere around 15 countries with this bag. I've flown over 200,000 miles. I've easily driven over 100,000 miles with this bag as well. So you could safely say that I've traveled 300,000 miles plus with a single camera bag. And I think when it comes down to the price, this whole system with everything will run you about $650 USD. And personally, I think with the added bonus of, the multiple different configurations that you can have and just the durability of the product itself, I really think that's a very reasonable price for what you're getting. And if this is any testament to that, I've had it for 3 years, incredible camera bag, and I don't really think I'll be changing it to anything anytime soon. So if you guys have any questions about the Peak Design system, definitely leave me a comment down below. Would be happy to answer that for you. But yeah, overall, this is the best camera bag I've ever used, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. Take care. We'll see you guys next week. Peace. Before this video wraps up, I did want to take a moment to thank today's sponsor, which is Squarespace, for sponsoring today's episode. If you are looking to create a custom website from scratch without all the coding and hassles that come with it, Squarespace is by far the best choice out there, in my opinion, to make a beautiful website. They have easy to use templates, which make creating a beautiful theme that much easier, 24/7 customer support for all of your questions, and tons of customizable design and layout choices to really make your website stand out. For a photographer like myself, running a small business with multiple different kinds of needs, Squarespace really just makes sense. If you're interested in trying out Squarespace for yourself, go to squarespace.com/Samuel Elkins, which is in the description, to get 10% off your first website or domain purchase. As always, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, and we'll see you next week.